Harbor Freight has just released a brand new electric pressure washer as part of their Bauer lineup of tools. This is the 1800 PSI rated 1.2 GPM electric pressure washer. Now this one's very similar to a lot of other units that we've seen in the past, units that we know and love, like the Ryobi 1800, the Craftsman, the Greenworks. A lot of brands will have this type of footprint electric pressure washer. So in today's video, we're gonna unbox this thing, see exactly what it comes with. We'll talk about pricing, and we'll actually test the usable performance to see what we can really expect from actual usage. Now, before I go ahead and cut this box open and start pulling things out, I just want to make a couple of notes of what it says on the actual package here. So it does state onboard accessory storage, so areas for your nozzles, 35-foot ground fault interrupt protected power cord, which is standard across the board with these things, and a 20-foot non-marring high pressure hose. So not an ideal hose. As a entry-level kit like this, it's fine. Like, we're really kind of looking at the pressure washer itself, not the accessories. The accessories that these things always come with they're never the best. So I always recommend upgrading that. But let's go ahead and pop this thing open now and see what we got. As I'm doing this, we can talk about pricing. This thing is coming in at a price of $99. I actually just went to my local store because a viewer actually emailed me and let me know about this thing. I had no idea. So if you look on the website, currently there are 0 reviews on this unit, so it's brand new. The person wrote to me, so again, thank you so much for doing that. And they didn't have the best experience with it. There's a lot of surging and things like that. So hopefully that was just a one-off thing, and we're actually gonna test this one and see what we can achieve with it. Now, like I said, at a price of 99 bucks, that leaves a lot of room for upgrading your accessories. Now the gun, very plasticky. It's fine, it'll definitely do the job. It's nothing against that. Let's see here. All right, let me just pull the whole thing out. I do want to note real quick, there's gonna be an extension that goes onto this, but the hose connection is in the front. Right here, comes down, and that is always not my favorite, especially when working on cars, specifically because you're working the pressure washer gun like this. That hose is sitting down. I don't want that hose to be anywhere near the car to be potentially rub up against it. I prefer it comes out the back so I can kind of manage it a little bit better. But again, we're probably gonna be upgrading that down the road anyway, right? So here is the 20-foot non-marring hose, and it looks very, very generic in a sense to like, what these things typically come with. Not just Bauer, but like the basic Ryobis and things like that. Now, the new Ryobi 1200 1.8 comes with a 40-foot hose. I think they really knocked it out of the park with that. It's not the best quality hose, but man, it's a good starting point. That thing is back in stock now as well, so I'll link that in the description for you guys. But here is the hose. As you can see, it does want to stay a little bit jumbled up. We'll get all that out. Now, it is an M22 style connection point, so let me go ahead and come up closer. As you can see, that is an M22 style connection. So what that means is you have the inner piece that seats in, there's an O-ring on it, and then you screw down the outer ring, okay? I don't know if this is an M22 by 14 or an M22 by 15. I'm assuming it's a 14. Most pressure washers are, but the 14 is a 14, I think it's millimeters of size of this. Now, if it's a 15 and then you try to replace a hose and it's an M22 14, it's not gonna fill the gap and you're gonna get leaks. So that's why that's important. Let's talk about the hose real quick. We'll do our flexibility and kink test. So there we go. Okay, it wasn't, not the worst, but when it does kink, you can see it does want to stay in the line. Okay, so let's just see again. Yeah, boom, okay? Really strong kink there, and then you can also see, hopefully that's focusing for you, the indentation there, and that is holding, meaning it creates a potential fail point down the road. So again though, 20-foot hose, that's something that I'd be looking to upgrade anyway, so we're really focused on the performance of the machine really exclusively. So here it comes. All right guys, so here is the unit. Nice, compact, nice and small. Build quality looks good. Everything's pretty normal there. So we do have 2 nozzle storages in the back. I think they could have done a little better here with the nozzles. So what we're getting is a turbo nozzle, which is fantastic for around the house cleaning. These are great. Then we get a 15-degree nozzle, which is the yellow. Let me see if it's stamped with the size. 1.7. So that reminds me of the old Ryobi 1800s. That's quite a small size. So we're not gonna get a lot of flow out of this thing for sure, but we might get some decent pressure. And then the other nozzle they give you is a soap dispensing nozzle. which is interesting because there's no onboard storage, solution tank. These things are a total waste in my opinion. So if you look through, look how big the hole is. So essentially you get zero pressure, and it's kind of the same thing as just not having a nozzle in there at all. It's a little more, targeted, but like not much. So I had wished that they had given either a 25 or a 40 along with the 15 instead of this thing, but whatever. Now, one other thing to note is, like I said, with that soap dispensing nozzle, they don't include an onboard storage tank, but they do include a siphon tube that attaches right here. There's a little nipple right there that you can slide this over, drop this into a bucket of whatever solution you want. I personally, again, for my needs, detailing cars and things like that, I wish that they didn't do this. When you add that little siphon, you lose a little bit of performance because there's a little bit of a power draw through that could be preserved if it wasn't there, and you get a little more at the nozzle. So, but that's okay. It's if you do need that, it's nice that they include it. Now, one thing to note that I'm just noticing is power cord comes right out of the middle of the machine, which is okay, I guess. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. Alternatively, though, what I do like is that the power is, or the hose is completely in line. So we have our hose inlet right here, garden hose connection, and then the hose outlet over here. So for these units that are stationary and pretty lightweight, especially when they're lightweight like that, you don't want to be continually fighting a bunch of different hoses, so that it's in line like that is nice. Now for the gun, it's a very simple assembly. You have the normal gun unit here, you have the extension. It has the little, let's see if you can see the little pieces sticking out there. Same as here, just line them up, push it in, seat it down, and then twist, and that's it. It's installed now. So there is your gun. All right, guys, now in order to check what size the hose connection actually is, I'm going to be using my Quiver Quick Connect set. So this is an M22 by 14 Quick Connect set. So how do we know if this is the correct deal? I'm just gonna go ahead and take one end of it. So here is the Quiver Quick Connect. You can see the logo on there, hopefully, if it'll focus. There you go. Stainless steel Quick Connects, they're fantastic. Now, again, the 14 or 15 millimeter size depends on this, right? These are 14 millimeters, so it should be a nice snug fit. Yeah, totally. The hose is, and this whole thing is set up for an M22 by 14, which is fantastic. Now, I always recommend to everyone, like 1 and 2 upgrades is new hose and then adding quick connects, because it just makes the whole setup, procedure, all that kind of stuff, working with your pressure washer so much easier. So there you go. The quick connect is installed there, and then on the unit side, and screw that in as well. And we're all set up for a nice quick connect solution. So we don't have to, one of the benefits of this obviously is it makes it easier, but another benefit is instead of connecting and reconnecting and connecting and reconnecting, which can potentially wear out your O-rings quicker, now it's a simple just quick connect on, good to go, pull it back, off, good to go. You never have to worry about those getting completely damaged. Also, guys, the Quiver Quick Connect set comes with a garden hose side as well, so you can actually install garden hose on one side, put this one on on the end of your garden hose, and then same thing, stainless steel, clicks right in, good to go, and then when you're done, just pull the collar back, separate, and it's super easy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and install the quick connects on the rest of it. Now, again, the item number 3 that I always recommend upgrading is the gun. I prefer going to a short gun. I have my Quiver short gun. It's a fantastic short gun, really comfortable in the hand, and that would be a good addition to this as well. But we're gonna test this all today just with the included pieces that it comes with. So I do have to include quick connects all the way across because my PSI gauge that I use requires me to have it as a quick connect. So we're going to go ahead and get this connected. I'll get all set up at the front of my shop here, and then we'll start testing this thing. All right, guys, so we are all set up. I've got the water going to the machine. I have it plugged into power. Now I have not done anything else. Really quickly, I wanted to talk about the siphon tube again, and another reason I don't like these is because it picks it up at the machine, and then your solution comes through your hose the whole entire way. Why do I not like that is because especially working, again, if you're working on your house, not a big deal, but if you're working on your car, you don't want to do that, have the soap go all the way through, and then have to just hold it forever trying to get the solution all the way out to clean that all the way. Otherwise, you're going to be blasting more of your solution on there. So I like to keep my hose nice and clean. I prefer to use a foam cannon on the end. So I'll link some down in the description for you guys, of course. Now let's go ahead and get started with this thing. First things first, like I said, the water is on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take out the nozzle, pull the trigger, and I'm gonna let the whole system purge out because I don't want any air in the line. I wanna get true numbers. I don't want it surging. So we're just gonna let the air go out. Now, the person that wrote to me stated that they had some surging issues, and they did do this for an extended amount of time to try and get it all out. So again, hopefully that was just a bad unit, but we'll see here very, very shortly. Now, I also have my PSI gauge right here, and I think that should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it on. Okay, total stop system, that's good. We're gonna go pull the trigger again, let it purge out a little bit more now. I do feel some air in the line for sure. Listen, it's starving. There we go, here we go. So I think under initial startup, you just have to purge the line considerably. It's still spurting a little bit weird. I don't know if you can see that. I think we should be good. Now I also have the units hooked up to an amp meter, so I will let you know where we're at for amps along the whole deal. So we're gonna test the 15-degree nozzle. Again, so this is a 1.7. I'm gonna test the PSI. Let me get my phone here for you guys. All right, so here we go. Feels like a decent amount of pressure. So we're currently at 1500 essentially. So we're calling it 1513. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the amp meter now. And we were at 14.3 amps, and then it came down very quickly. So we're under the 15 amps, that's all good to go. I don't know. No, I apologize, I don't have a 2.0 or a 2.5. I do have a 3.0 nozzle here though, and we're gonna go and plug that in and test the PSI as well. And we're operating it at just 11.5 amps now, and we are at 910 PSI. So still, yeah, it's pretty light, guys. I don't know. So what we're gonna do now is just go ahead and test the flow of both the factory nozzle, the 1.7, and then this green guy here, which is a 3.0, I believe. And then we'll be wrapping this up. So far, at $100, it's a good deal, right? It's cheap. At $150, you can get the Ryobi Automotive, which is the 1200 1.8. If you're getting it specifically for your car, I would go that route. Around the house, it's fine. It's nothing fantastic. It's just kind of like, it is what it is. At $100, obviously it's cheap. This one versus the Portland that they have at Harbor Freight, I like the accessories with this one better, but the performance isn't any really different. And that one's on sale right now for like $70. So anyways, let's go ahead and test the flow. So what I'm gonna do is take my bucket here, stick this into the bucket, run it for 1 minute. That'll also give us our gallons per minute rating. I'll go weigh it out and I'll let you guys know where they come in 1 second. All right, guys, so I've got some numbers for you. With the factory nozzle, right, we're getting about 1500, a little over 1500, 1530 PSI, something like that. Gallons per minute, again, this is rated at 1.2, 1800. We're getting 1530-ish and 1.066 GPM. So we're under the numbers a decent amount. When I went over to the 3.0 nozzle, dropped my PSI all the way down to 910, but I'm still okay with that if we get a significant increase in flow, but we were still only at 1.267. So around the house, it's fine. If you're just looking for something quick and easy that you can pick up at your local store at $100, I think it's fine. Now, is it something that I would like recommend? No, it's fine. I think there's better options out there. Real quick, let's go ahead and throw the turbo nozzle on, just so you guys can see what the PSI is. Usually, basically what this is a 0-degree nozzle, so it's just shooting a stream, but then it oscillates and rotates and gives a good, like a cone of cleaning power, so it's really good. Typically though, these are a larger orifice, so I'm assuming we're gonna get less PSI, even though the actual impact is stronger. So here we go. Yep, so we are down to 1080, 1080 PSI with this guy. But again, the cleaning ability with this thing will be much, much better. That's where you're gonna wanna go for using it around the house. Now, as far as foam cannons go, guys, if you use a good quality foam cannon, like my quiver one, like the MJJC's, MTM, and you reduce it to a 1.1 millimeter orifice, which will definitely work with this machine, you're gonna get decent foam, especially when you use a good quality soap as well. So I'm not gonna test it, but I'm confident you'll get good foam if you do those things. All right, guys, so final thoughts on the new Bauer 1800 PSI 1.2 GPM electric pressure washer from Harbor Freight. Again, it's okay. I think for around the house, it's actually gonna do a decent job. With that turbo nozzle, it does a pretty good job cleaning. I'll go ahead and show you guys what I just did real quickly on my sidewalk. So like for, blasting off decks and things like that, siding on your house, I think it's gonna do a decent job. Will it be as fast as a more powerful unit? No, but you're gonna get the job done. So here is the before and after. So this is the spot that I hit. That spot I did not hit. I mean, it's quite good. It's quite good. Look at that. And that took like no time at all. So there's definitely a place for this thing at $100. I think it's worth $100. It's just, I do think there's better options out there, value for money. They may be a little more expensive, but you can get more done with them. So that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell. I will also include a link of some of my favorite pressure washers in that kind of budget price point. That's it though, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys on the next one.